everybody, and finally welcome to our intercultural communications course and our online intercultural exchange between our friends in Lesotho, Ireland, Japan, Canada, United States. And if I've left anybody out, I'm sorry. You'll get to know one another on the forum. I'm Gertrude Cotter. I'm going to bring you through this course, which is, as I've said to you earlier, is going to be a 20-week course for the Lesotho people, and for the other people starting a little bit later, something like 17 sessions left, I think. Today we're just going to start off with exploring a little bit about culture, because clearly if we are going to talk about intercultural communications, we have to start with understanding a little bit about what we mean by culture. So as I said, first of all, welcome to everybody. My idea would be to call the people based in Lesotho the Lesotho group, and the people who from all the other parts of the world, mostly Ireland, but also Canada, Japan, and the United States. Let's call you the Friends of Lesotho group, because you're going to be doing slightly different things, but a lot of what you're going to be doing is also the same. But it just helps to distinguish a little bit so that I can talk to the two groups at different times for different reasons. Okay, so that's the first thing. Welcome everybody, and thank you to everybody for being here. And I hope you enjoy the course, and I very much welcome any feedback you can give me at any time, because I'm just learning here as well. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this, so it's all a new kind of learning experience for all of us. So the more feedback I can get, the better it is for me, and I don't mind getting criticism once it's nice, once you're nice about it. Okay, thank you. Now, so we'll move on. Just to say that I record these on a video, but I also will upload onto the website, onto the course page. I will also upload the actual PowerPoint, because I know that the video can go a bit quickly, so you can't always take everything in. So you can consider I suppose the speaking part of it an actual lecture, but you can explore in more depth some of the things that I'm then putting up online. So by the 22nd of November, well, let's extend that a little bit to the following Friday, which is next Friday. Let me check the date of that, actually. It originally was the 22nd. And if you just bear with me now while I look at the calendar. A lot of people are up on the forum already. But by Friday the 27th of November, I'm hoping that everybody will have introduced yourselves on the Lesotho forum. Anthony Moore, hello Anthony, is with us as a participant, but Anthony is also very good on the cloud computing, and if you've any, and in, IT in general, and if you've any difficulties getting onto the forum or can't understand anything at any time, you can just contact Anthony. You'll find him on the forum, and he will communicate to me any difficulties that are happening around IT, and we'll together try to resolve those problems. I'm hoping everybody will be okay, but because I've designed this website myself, I'm obviously not an IT specialist, as you can see. Any navigational issues are very important for me to hear about, and I know they're not perfect, but we're working on them to make it better, and that's part of the project, is for me to learn how to do this. So it's not simple, as you can imagine. It's quite complex to put something like this together. Okay, so what I'm asking you, the Friends group, because the Lesotho people are there already, is to introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit about yourself and your culture, and respond to at least one comment by a member of the Lesotho group, who in turn will respond to you, hopefully. Okay, so today we're going to have a look at, we're just going to do the introductions as I've just been doing. We're going to, the first section, I'm going to divide each lecture into 2 or 3 sections. Today's lecture will be in 3 sections, so that you won't get bored of listening to me. The first section is going to be on definitions of culture. The second section, which will be in a second video, is 3 dimensions of human behavior and cultural norms. Okay, And the third section is going to be the iceberg model of intercultural communications, which those of you who've done a little bit on intercultural communications in the past will know that the iceberg is very much a way into looking at culture, and it's a kind of a good starting point for us to get thinking about things a little bit more. So as I said, Friends group, you have a little catching up to do. So you're not obliged to do the study skills section, because that is something that the Lesotho group are doing sort of separately, because they're preparing, they're learning a little bit more about academic study than you need to do for your purposes here. So the Lesotho group will be doing the study skills. And you guys are going to be concentrating more on the Friends group are going to be concentrating more on the online intercultural project. Well, we're hoping that you will listen to all the lectures, but that you will participate on the forum, and that you will also work with the Lesotho group on an online project once we get going with it. Friends group, you are not obliged to do the 20 short assignments as well, which the Lesotho group are doing, mainly to practice their English, which we've agreed together is something that they would like to do. That's not something that you need to do for the purposes of this course. So I'd just like the Friends group to concentrate on just contributing to the forum, talking about culture and intercultural communications, and doing eventually an online project with everybody, really. Okay. So as I said, I'm hoping that everybody will listen to one lecture every 2 weeks and take part in the forum discussion. And again, thank you for doing so. I've already said the Friends group, your first task of the forum is to introduce yourselves and let us know what you think, something about your culture, and maybe your culture at its best. And talk to somebody else in there and just start the conversation going. Okay, so finally we are at class 1, and today I'd just like to do a little bit on exploring cultural norms, and I'm going to start with looking first of all at definitions of culture. What I've done with the Lesotho group, because we had a class on Skype, and they did an online, an in-class exercise on definitions of culture. Now, I am asking the Lesotho group to put the definitions of culture that came out of that discussion onto the forum. And that can be your contribution to the forum, guys, for this week, okay? So if you just put up you had a discussion in the class about, based on the handout, and you came up with your own definitions of culture. So attached to this class, everybody will find a file, a PDF file, which gives some definitions of culture. These are by very well-known writers. These are people whose names will be very well known in the intercultural field. They're people who have written extensively about intercultural communications. So I'd like everybody to look at that handout, and if you could, using that as a guide, you don't have to take any of those as your idea of what a culture is, but if you use it as sort of something to get you thinking, and then if, as a class, your first task and part of our project together is to come up with a class definition of what you think culture is. So my question in the forum for this week, for everybody, is, using the handout, could you as a class come up with a definition of what is culture? And what I'd like you to do then is to, so Friends, definition of culture, go to the next slide. Okay, so again, by the 27th of November, if possible, because we're having our next class with the Lesotho group, will be on the 27th of November. What I'd like you to do is this is our class definition of culture with one another, okay? So that's the end of section 1 of this lecture, and if you would like to go away now and have a think about that and do your section on culture, that would be great. And I will come back to you for part 2 of this lecture, and you will find it attached on the course page. Thank you very much.